Okay, here we go. We're ready to draw your object that you chose last class. And part one is to draw the outline. So you're either drawing from the actual object or the photo that you took of the object. Either one is okay, it's personal preference. I had both, but I like to draw from the actual object. I find it's a little more 3D. So the very first part of this whole drawing is try to get the proportions correct. You don't want to get super detailed until you have the shape and angles of your object correct. Otherwise, you do all this work and you have to undo it afterward. Okay. I mean, pick a point to start. I started with the head and made my way down to the feet, but you can choose whichever. Think of our contour line drawings. Slow down, look carefully at all those details, all those edges. How close is one thing to another, okay? Look at the space between certain things, the angles, the bumps on the outside, those contour lines, the shapes, all of those things. I'm not adding a lot of detail right yet. It's just kind of getting the basic shape. And I'm drawing very, very softly with my pencil, just in case I make a mistake, which I've made many on this left arm. I think I erased about 5 times, until you get it the way you want it to. Okay, so nice, soft pencil marks. Now you're ready for part 2, which is shading. I switched pencils here, but you can use the same pencil. My style, I like to find the darkest areas first. I find that a little easier. And I find those and I look really carefully at my object and I start coloring those in. So I'm looking for everywhere on that little figurine that's super, super dark. And when I shade, remember, shade in soft ovals. You don't want straight back and forth lines. You want to round off this object to make it appear more 3D. The parts that are really light on my figure, I didn't even shade. I left that completely white. So don't be afraid to use the blank paper as a way to make a white spot. Of course, you can always highlight with an eraser after, but sometimes it's easy just to not even color that part in. Once you've shaded in all of it, somewhat, don't be afraid to go back to those really black areas and shade it super, super dark. I stopped my video so it wouldn't be too long, but I go back over mine about 4 or 5 times when to make it as dark as I want to get, especially in those areas that are really, really black. By the end of your drawing, you need to show at least 3 shades of gray, a light, a medium, and a dark. And you're going to upload that final drawing to Portfolio and Padlet.